of the other guys earlier, just what you guys have done or maybe practiced a little bit differently to try to shore up some of the breakdowns and things like that that happened in the past defense in the second half of last season. Are you guys doing anything different, focused on turnovers, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so we're trying to obviously implement new strategies to combat, different offices and stuff like that. Like, so we've been installing we've been installing new defenses, and then we've been pretty much just trying to clean up a lot of things like our tackling and stuff like that. We've been trying to improve our catching, and then on top of that, we've been improving like reading our own defenses and stuff like that, making sure everybody knows where to get to and things like that. So we've been trying to pretty much clean up everything that we were doing wrong last year, and we're trying to take it into this year's season.
Ben, go ahead.
Hey Trent, how are you doing today?
Fine.
I was just want to ask about Lamont Wade, just kind of how he's kind of helped you just kind of adjust to Penn State, just to grow, and just how you've seen him grow as well, just kind of on and off the field.
No, Lamont is a really, really good player. Just watching him and the way that he practices, it's real professional. Like, it really mirrors the NFL and how they practice. He's going to be a really good asset to the field this year. He's playing a lot of different positions, and that's what pretty much we're doing all across the board. We're making sure everybody can play somebody else's position and things like that. And he's doing a really, really good job at it. So I give him his props on that. And just the way that he's been practicing lately, he's looking like he's going to be really good in the slot and at strong safety.
Sure. Would you mind? I'm sorry. Would you mind just kind of updating us just on the acclimation process and where things are now versus last time you talked, getting used to that position?
It's all been the same. Nothing new has really changed. I've gotten used to the defense now. Everything is coming a little bit more naturally, and I'm playing a little bit more smoother. It's the difference between actually playing in the game and practice. And so in practice, I'm looking really good. I'm reading the offense is pretty good, and then I'm making plays on the ball. So that's going to be really critical for me when it comes to game time as well. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Trent, I see here on your bio that your grandfather was the first African American player to play for Oklahoma State in like their basketball history. Just kind of with like everything that's been going on recently, have you had a chance to talk in your family or anything about kind of what that meant and just with everything regarding social injustice right now?
Yeah, I had a chance to talk with my grandfather about it, and he says how proud he is pretty much of how the Black Lives Matter movement is going. We're actually getting somewhere, even though it actually seems like we're kind of stagnant right now. At least we're pushing strides to make a change, and he's just so grateful for that because back then they didn't have things like that, under all that oppression and stuff like that. And so all those hardships that he had to go through, he's glad that the newer generations are pushing for a change. So that's what we pretty much talked about.
Trent, what's the competition like now? I mean, obviously we kind of have an image in our head of Lamont and Jaquan. What's the competition like? Maybe just to kind of fill in that depth chart. Where do things stand with that?
The competition is really stiff in the room. There's a lot of guys that can play right now, and so it's Coach Banks's decision to put the next best guy up there that can cover. And that's one of those positions that I'm fighting for. I need to be that next guy, and also competing for the starting job. So it's just a lot of factors going into that part of it because there's just a lot of guys. Um, the other three safeties in the room that are also competing for that next third job as a safety. Everybody's competing for that job. And so the competition is really, really tough. But definitely, if you compete for it, you win the job.
I'm good. Thanks, Trent.
Well,
yeah, if I can just kind of follow up on that, just the nature of the competition, very kind of bring out the best in you guys. I know it's a fine line of being teammates and competing, but how have you walked that line with the other guys?
We usually just keep it all on field. It's friendly competition. Off the field we're boys. On the field, let's get down to business. Let's put the best guy out there that we know that can fulfill that job need be. And so we don't look at it as a negative thing. We take it as friendly competition, and we don't ever, take it off the field. We always leave it on the field. Whatever, frustrations that we have on each other stays there. Off the field, we're buddies. So.
Matt, I have a couple other questions. I'll just kind of roll right in since it's just me, but your skill set, what is it that Brent and those guys felt like you brought maybe better to the safety position than cornerback? How are you making a difference there?
I'm making a difference because of my coverage skills. They put me there because I can cover really, really well. That's something that they need at safety, and I just bring that big aspect to it because I've been doing a really, really good job at doing that. And so they just look at little things like that, and the fact that I'm really quick for the safety that I am. Me transitioning from corner to safety, I put muscle on about 15 pounds, and then I'm still lean with it. So I'm pretty good at moving from hash to hash, and they just really like that about me.
How about when it comes to ball skills as well? Like Joey Porter Jr. was saying, I asked him the same thing about the pass defense. And he said capitalizing on those opportunities. Is that something else that you bring to the table, bringing a cornerback's ball skills to the safety spot?
Yes, so that's one thing that they definitely evaluated as well. Something I can read the quarterback, and then make a play on the ball. Those plays in the game are going to be really, really critical for different playmaking in the future. I'm sorry. Can y'all hear that music in the back?
I don't hear anything, I don't think.
I don't think I can hear it.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
I thought you guys could. Yeah, but definitely my ball skills. Me making plays is definitely capitalizing on opportunity to turn the ball over and give an offense our chance to score. So they're definitely impressed with those things.
Speaking of the 15 pounds, what did you do once you realized what the transition was ahead? What did you do to kind of get that weight added in a constructive way so quickly?
I'm pretty sure I made sure that I stayed lean. So I did a lot of running. As I was putting on that muscle and pounds, I did a lot of conditioning with it as well. So just to be sure that I can still move with all this new weight that I'm putting on. So that's just something that I had to really focus on, is making sure that I stayed fast as a new safety. And then on top of that, they put that muscle in areas where I needed, like in the strength of my arms and legs and stuff like that. Like we made sure that the muscle was going to the places that if I need to hit a running back where I could, like my shoulders and things like that. So making sure that the muscle was displaced in the right areas, and then making sure my conditioning was really good.